Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I am your host, the Report of the Week. Hope everyone out there is feeling and doing alright today. So, you're not going to believe this. 90s kids, listen up. You remember The Edge? From U2? This is not the ultimate celebrity collaboration because this has absolutely nothing to do with him, but this is called The Edge. Pizza Hut has brought it back. The Edge Pizza. For some reason, I keep thinking of it as The Wedge, for some odd reason. This was originally released in 1997, hence the whole of the 90s kids. The blessed 90s kids, right? The Edge from Pizza Hut. It was originally released in 1997, and they finally brought it back all of these years later. So here's what it is. Here's why they call it The Edge, etc. This is a thin and crispy pizza, so obviously it's going to be thin and crispy. Some describe the dough as more of like a cracker-like consistency. On top of the pizza is an exclusive, they say an exclusive garlic and herbal seasoning utilized only for the pizza. And it is cut in 16 squares. You can understand why I laugh at this in a minute. It's cut in 16 squares, and it's like, it's thin and crispy, and the toppings go all the way to the crust, hence the edge, right? That's why it's called the edge, because it's thin, and you got all these toppings that go from one end to the next, right? There's really no crust, only toppings, cheese, etc. This pizza is large. It's available at the price of $13. There are 4 different types of Edge pizzas you can get, although I ordered this online and you actually can customize it, so it's not like you're forced to get one or the other. You could easily, make whatever modifications one wishes to, but you can get the ultimate Edge pizza, which comes with a little tongue-tied, which comes with sausage, pepperoni, onion, peppers, and tomatoes. You can get the carnivore, right, for any meat lovers. It comes with pepperoni, ham, sausage, and bacon. You can get the vegetarian variety, which comes with pepper, onion, mushrooms, and tomatoes. And then you can get the pepperoni lovers, which is really just extra pepperoni. That's the one that I went with because, I like my pepperoni pizzas. And again, they said it's out. It's going to be here for a couple months. The Edge Pizza. First time it's been released since 1997. And you can see we have the special Edge-themed box. You can see, I don't know if this is really 70s-esque. A lot of places are kind of doing that, but I don't know. It's just more, I don't know what you want to call it. You got the pizza here, and you can see how it's square cut, right? They're really advertising that. And at the bottom, they had a little sticker there for to seal the box, and I ripped it off a little bit. Came off too, but it says thin, crispy crust, loaded with toppings all the way to the edge, right? That's why they call it that, like we already said. It's back in 4 flavors. Try them all. And finally, with 16 pieces topped to the limit, and sprinkled with garlic and herb seasoning, every bite is the best bite. So obviously they're really pushing the fact that it's square cut in 16 slices, etc. Some of you might be a bit intuitive, and you already know why I'm laughing, since I already saw the pizza. This is one of those things. I just review what I get. I think for those who are extremely concerned with aesthetics, they might not have even done the review in this case, but what do I care? The product is the same. This holds no bearing on its flavor whatsoever, I presume. But as I open it, you could easily see that it is not square cut, that it is in the traditional 8 slices as a regular pizza would be, but it is not square cut, as of course they proclaim it to be, as it's advertised online and advertised even on the box itself. It's supposed to be in 16 smaller square slices, not in the standard triangular slices as this is. But like I said, what do I care? This has no bearing on the product whatsoever. I just want to do an authentic review for you, so so what if it's not cut as it's supposed to be. I'm going to try it anyway. This is what I do. So there it is. Because, I mean, I really don't think if they cut it a certain way, it's going to change how this tastes. I'm here to tell you if it's good or not. Right? But you can see it definitely has that seasoning and a good amount of pepperoni. So that's the main thing. And again, toppings loaded all the way to the crust, right? You can see there's no real crust. It just keeps going and going. And I'll pull out a slice for you to get a better view of. But first, of course, as you know, I want to get my thumbnail, because that's the, that's why people got to know what it looks like. So we'll get our smiley face going in a minute. How about that? Yeah, something like that, right? Everyone loves those pepperoni pizzas. And now let's rip off a slice, get that closer view, and we'll just try it out. Definitely real thin and crispy, though, either way. And again, mind you, yours will not come like this. This is just more of an exception as opposed to the rule. They just, again, didn't cut this one properly, but again, I really don't care one single bit. It's not going to change how it tastes. You can see all that seasoning on it, though. All that garlic, herbal seasoning, etc. Very, very thin and crispy. A little bit of a bake on the bottom there. So, you know what it looks like. I know what it looks like. We all know what it has on it, at least. So now let's find out what it tastes like. The Edge pizza from Pizza Hut going in. I feel like it would have been cool, though, if this was a collaborative meal with you two. I mean, they are a great group. They are fantastic, in my opinion. Yeah, I always like the classics and stuff, and one great song after another. And we'll take 2 more bites, I guess. One. I think it's pretty good. I really don't have many complaints about it. This is one of those items that the principle of it is simple, right? With any pizza, mind you, you can put as many toppings as you want on it. This is no exception. Of course, you have the 4 varieties of it, but you can add as many toppings. Like if I wanted to, again, I got the pepperoni one. I could have put all these peppers and various additions on it, etc. The actual concept, though, is simple. Thin crust, toppings go to the edge of it, and the special seasoning, and then the square cut. Which, again, I think that's just more for aesthetics. It doesn't change how it tastes one single bit. But the actual concept of it is pretty simple, but I like it. I like it. There's a nice, crisp bake to it, but it's not overwhelming. Now, my teeth are sensitive still. I still have this ongoing dental work, but it's got a nice crunch and crisp to it, but it's not to the point at all where it's tough on the teeth or anything, so it's got a really nice balance. I like that. It's not overwhelmingly doughy or chewy, nor is it overly dry either. There's still a decent amount of grease and oil and sauce on it and all of that. It's a standard pepperoni pizza in terms of the actual flavors. You get the richness of the cheese and the sauce, which adds a little bit of like a sweetness, a sweet marinara to it. Pepperoni gives a little bit of a saltiness, a little bit of spice too. And the thing that I really like though is all of the garlic seasoning that's on this pizza. Now I know they say that this is original and that it is unique only to the edge, but definitely in terms of the garlic seasoning, what it reminds me of the most is the garlic seasoning that they use on their breadsticks. Now this isn't a perfect match by any means. I know that it is still somewhat different, but that's what this really reminds me of. You ever get the breadsticks from Pizza Hut? They sprinkle that little garlic seasoning on it. Again, it's not a perfect match, but if there's something on the menu there that's very close to it, it's that. But let me tell you, this works perfectly with it. It just blends so nicely with the cheese, with the pepperoni, everything on the pizza, and I would wager this would work with really any topping on it. And even though it looks like there's a lot, there's enough on it that you could taste it in every single bite, but it is not overwhelming either. It just adds a lot of flavor to it, and I think it does take this pizza up to the next level. So I'm happy with it. Price again is $13. I mean, for a large pizza, some would argue that it is a little pricey, but you are getting a good amount of toppings. It's a decent sized pizza. It's a novelty. It's going to be limited time, so I understand that. I'm not really going to complain about the price. But I think for the price, it's a rather simple but tasty pizza. I like my garlic seasoning. I like it when there's a good amount of toppings, really good pepperoni coverage. So I'm happy with it, and I'll certainly get it again. Normally I go for some of the thicker pizzas, not necessarily the thin crust all the time, but I'm happy with this, and I thought they did a pretty decent job. So out of 10, what am I going to be rating the Edge pizza from Pizza Hut? Certainly not perfect, you have to draw the line somewhere, and it is a takeout pizza. But all things considered, when you round it all together, definitely this would be an 8.5 out of 10. I think I've given some items an 8.5 recently, but I think this is totally deserving of that rating. It's decent for what it is. I'm happy with it. Tastes good, and I encourage you to get it if it seems like it's something that's of interest to you. So with that, everyone, that's all that I have for you today. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.